Welcome back, everyone. Here we are again today with the Strive305 podcast, a Dade County initiative by Mayor Levin Cava. We are extra excited. I know I'm extra excited every week, but this week, again, I'm extra excited to have this young man here with us. This is Rodney McGilvery, right? McGilvery of Dream Clean. You are, I believe you are in Commissioner Keon Hardman's district, District 3.
Yes.
Got to mention our commissioners because we love those guys. Without them, we would not even be here. So thank you to Commissioner Keon. There's a couple of things I want to announce today before I give you the Miami Minute because there's some cool things. Number one, Slam Radio, XM.
That's happening?
145. I'm told we're going national. So this podcast is going to be going national. So that means now's the time to find us, get our autograph, and take our pictures because after we go national, it's
get Tico while he's cheap. You don't want the Howard Stern money.
My makeup crew's coming. My security team is coming. No, I'm loving it. So that's going to happen soon. We'll let you
can get a T-shirt that fits then too.
Yes, smaller T-shirts are going to make it fit. Another thing I wanted to announce is something that happened Friday. We were both there. Power Day by Biz Nation and the Carvajalino sisters.
That was a great event.
Oh, that was unbelievable. So that event was the girls here. You see them on screen now. Let me see. That is Stephanie, Karen, and Daniela. So these girls put together this event. They're from Biz Nation, and they put together a lot of events.
Yeah.
And then we've been told about this Power Day for months in advance, but nobody expected. I don't even think the mayor expected what ended up happening.
No, it went really well.
Only at the convention center.
They got 1,100 people in that little space.
1,100 people. It was nuts. And then we had, as you see, Mayor Cava on the next image, you're going to see her there. She came in and spoke. She, I think, was surprised at the turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she was expecting that. And then, and there was a lot of cool stuff. I got to drive a Kia. I think that's me on the panel. Look at me on the panel. So I figured once I got on there and I had to speak.
What's happened with your neck in that photo?
Because I was sitting next to the Google guy and I almost passed out realizing that I'm on a panel with all these intellectuals and it's me. So the key, my friend Patrick Eloa, who's actually here watching today, told me, whenever you get nervous, make people laugh and it'll fix everything. So I must have said something or done something because they're all laughing at me. So the key is have them laugh at you or with you so that you succeed on something on a panel like this. And I actually had people come to me after I spoke and told me that they were inspired. I almost passed out. I laughed initially thinking it was a joke, one of my friends, but no, inspired for his business, which is what the point of all this is for.
Yeah.
I have him coming to an event with me this week on Wednesday, and I'm going to bring him, I'm going to take him under my wing. I'm going to use him as one of our, and then have him here eventually one day, an electrician, watch. So that was very exciting. There was also other cool things like the Kia. I got to drive a Kia without doing anything, just putting on a headset. And the beautiful thing about the picture you see here, that's the best one I could find because all the others, I look like an idiot. Literally, one of them I looked like I was falling down. The other one looked like I was crashing. So it was, but it's still exciting and cool stuff.
It was very cool.
And then the last picture was my favorite, which is where I found my favorite co-host, soon to be replaced maybe, because if we get Patrick on board, then we're going to have another co-host with us.
He wears a suit too, I don't.
Yeah, he's a suit guy. No, we're not suit guys. I'm a t-shirt guy. But that was us at the event. Again, spectacular event.
It was a great
Shout out to the Biz Nation girls. I mean, I can't talk any better about it. I can't wait for the next one. So even more.
And how many of the Strive305 ambassadors actually came out? A lot of them actually came out as well.
I did see a lot of them. I took pictures of a lot of them. Yeah. I put as many as I could on my.
Yeah, no, you sent like over 70.
Tico Casamayor, at Tico Casamayor. I need to increase my followers because it's embarrassing.
You have followers?
Yeah, I have like
5. I got like 9.
Oh, you're out. You see, you're out doing.
How'd you get national?
I don't know how we got national. It's a mistake. Somehow they made a mistake. All right, let's go. Let's get into. Sorry, Rodney. I know.
No problem. No problem.
I have problems with my, because now Irvans will take over. The intellect and good-looking one, and I get to shut up in the corner. So I talk as much as I can in the beginning.
Okay.
So let's go. Let's kick off our Miami Minute. I found out that's one of the favorites, and I think the reason we're going national is because of our Miami Minutes.
I don't even know anybody listened to it. I just do it because it's fun.
I'm kidding. I'll show you.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't let us down and give me a good Miami Minute. We got people from Broward here watching today. Show them how it's done.
Shout out to Broward. All right. Welcome to the Miami Minute. Today's Miami Minute is bite-sized history and fun Miami facts of Power Day. It's May already, well, mid-May, and you know what that means? It's already hot. And when it gets hot, we all start thinking about one place, mostly the beach. So today we're going to focus on the history of a place that now is one of the most famous beachfront cities in the world, Miami Beach. We're going to take a little step back to like 1870 when a father and son, Henry and Charles Lum, brought some land on a stretch of undeveloped coastline for just about 75 cents an acre. 75 cents an
5
acre.
cents an acre.
75 cents an acre.
75%.
There was nothing there, just sand, mangroves, and open ocean. They were actually part of a group of investors that purchased about 60 miles of oceanfront land from Key Biscayne to Jupiter, Florida. Their big plan was to start a whole coconut plantation. FYI, coconut palms were actually not indigenous to Miami at all. They brought in 300,000 coconuts from Trinidad, Nicaragua, Cuba, and other parts of the Caribbean. That's why we have coconut palms.
About 300 coconuts or
300,000
palms
here, because they're not native to here. In any case, in this area, the first real structure that happened in the area that they bought, there wasn't a real structure that showed up until like 1876 when the U.S. government built the Biscayne House of Refuge, or that was around on 72nd Street. The only job that building had was for shipwreck survivors, food, water, and a way back to civilization. And that's actually was the beginning of where the U.S. Coast Guard started. And then in the 1880s, that plan to turn the area into this whole entire South Florida area into a coconut plantation really flopped. But one of those investors that were part of the group, John Collins, you've heard in Collins Avenue, he stuck around in the Miami area. And instead of coconuts, he started planting and growing avocados and slowly brought around. He actually brought more land in the area from the guys from the business that flopped. Meanwhile, across the bay, City Miami got started. And in 1905, they created the government cut that cut the tip of the Miami Beach off, and that became Fisher Island because it was all connected before. We didn't have that whole bay. And then so back on the beach, Collins and family saw bigger potential along with the Loomis brothers, who were Miami bankers, and Carl Fisher, an entrepreneur from Indianapolis. And they started to develop the place as a vacation destination. By 1912, they were clearing land, building canals, and setting up Miami Beach. They set up a Miami Beach Improvement Company, and there was really just bathhouses and food stands on the entire Miami Beach area. But there was 0 hotels. The only hotel that they put up in 1915 was the Browns Hotel, which is still standing today on Ocean Drive, 112 Ocean Drive. That building's still standing. But getting people there was a big challenge, so Collins built a bridge, a massive wooden bridge to connect the areas by mainland. It was the longest wooden bridge in the world at the time. He ran out of money halfway through doing it, then Carl Fisher brought it, and that Collins Bridge became the Venetian Causeway.
It was wood in the beginning.
Yeah, 3 miles long, wooden bridge. And then, you fast forward, we can do a deep dive into Miami Beach another time. But if you fast forward, Miami Beach got hit by a devastating hurricane and the real estate crashed and everything died. But then it was around to 1930s and 40s. The city really kind of rebuilt, really dove into Art Deco. And those pastel neon buildings that we know out there really took off. And today, Miami Beach Art Deco Historic District has over 800 protected buildings and is the largest collection of Art Deco architecture in the world. And you fast forward to today, as of July 1st, 2024, the certified taxable property value of Miami Beach is $56.4 billion. Not bad for a swamp sandbar that got bought for less than 75 cents an acre. So, and that's your Miami Minute.
That's insane. Those pictures that you showed of the Collins Avenue or the oceanfront with the buildings, I remember seeing those. You brought flashback to those days, but most of the time I'd see those lying on my back after being all night drinking.
It's a good place to do it.
But that was back in the days when you could do that.
When you could do that, you can do that. That was
no.
That was back in the Scarface days when
I don't do those things.
In the Scarface days when Miami Beach was just a retirement village, right?
Yes. All right. Well, let's go to our guest because he's about to leave because we keep ignoring him.
I'm good.
So you want me to introduce? I'll introduce. Oh, okay. So we have Rodney McGilvery here with us. McGilvery here with us today from Dream Clean.
Right.
All right. Dream Clean is a commercial
cleaning service.
But before I let him take off talking, he's not only in the part when we're talking about Strive305 and our Strive305 hub, it's not only our small business for the day that we're highlighting, he's also a resource for the Strive305 hub. And he'll explain why as well, because he's a big part of this when we started. And he has a lot of influence for both small businesses, big business. He's like a true underdog. He started as a true underdog, I believe, in Mississippi, right? Is where
Yeah.
you started. Hence my shirt today. I don't know if anybody noticed my underdog
Underdog.
shirt. This was for you. But I'll let you kick it off. Tell us your story.
Well, my name is Rodney. I am small town country boy from Mississippi, kind of born and raised with 5 grandparents, and mom was a teacher, dad was a police officer. They kept my brother and I in line,
I
and
was about to say, I don't think you had a choice.
didn't have a choice. But one thing that I talk about every single day with the businesses are around me are all the things that we were taught when we were small. How to cook, how to be respectful. We were a church-going family. Up until age 21, I went to church 4 times a week. So it brought a lot. But the number one thing that I believe that I have, sometimes above a lot of people that I come into, is my work habit. My work habit since as a kid has always been early morning. So now as an adult is very early in the morning. I'm not going to embarrass anybody by saying 3 or 4 o'clock, but it's a promise of grandparents who always got up at that time and they were able to get things done, do things. So as we parallel that to business, I teach and educate businesses on the advantages of getting all the small things done before they start that day. So when I'm speaking with people or talking with people, I always want to know what they do. And the other thing is I feel as if an individual or a business doesn't have systems and they're not consistent, then it's going to be a hard time for them to move through the system, because a lot of it has to do with having systems and being consistent. So as a cleaning company, I always thought, well, wow, I have to walk into someone's house, a woman, man, speak Spanish, speak French. I just really didn't know who they were. And I have to convince them to give me a key to their apartment to clean their place. So when I start looking at that aspect of it, I thought it was just a great idea to always bring more value than they're asking for. I always charge $50. The $50 got your entire apartment clean, shoes organized, closet fixed, refrigerator cleaned out, microwave. And I always brought whatever I had to give, which were most of the time chocolates or fruits that I may have found, or coconuts. So I got a person that I knew that they were going to give me the $50.
Okay, wait a second. Does this mean that you're still doing this for $50? When can you start at my house?
Well,
And is that why you brought me the mangoes? Is that what you're replacing the chocolate with the mango for me?
I matured through the $50 to make people understand that it's the value that you're going to bring. I'm quoting Warren Buffett. It's not how much it costs; it's the value that I'm going to bring you by you accepting it. So we use that same concept with our business, all the way down to the last employee that we hired. That if we can't get along with you in the beginning, you're late, or something's not happening right, or you're confused, or you're shopping, and then I see that the business that wants to hire us, whether you're the Miami Airport International Hotel, Chuck and his department out there and director, they have treated us like family.
These are your clients.
Yes.
The ones you're mentioning.
Yes.
Now that's impressive.
When you start looking at Citizen M hotels and everyone, Citizen M, it's all over the world. Well, we had the same approach. We had dinner probably every week with the production and the directors and the people that moved the load every day. And most times we fed everyone on site whenever my employees would take lunch.
Wow.
So we were always had the relationship development pedal down with everything we do, which turns into where it is today. We've done over 57 bids with the city of Miami-Dade County. We have one where we didn't win the one that we received, but the company that won it above us couldn't do it, and we were their next choice, and that was 4th of July at Tropical Park. But because we have done 1,100 shows with Live Nation, downtown Bayfront Park, Ultra 4 times, we've been one of the companies there, and the various places that they have shows, the Jackie Gleason Fillmore, West Palm Beach, the I Think Financial Theater, which they would only call us when they had over 20,000 people. But the thing that made us successful with the gigantic jobs is because we had systems.
Yeah.
We had systems that we stuck
That's
with.
what I was curious about. Like when you were mentioning that. Like actually, I was curious. When did you come to Miami?
I came to Miami over 30 years ago from the military,
And
the
then
Army.
Were you thinking of starting a business at the time, or is it...
I have been thinking about starting a service business since 1985. I wrote it in a thesis at the University of Southern Mississippi that since everyone thought they were going to die in the year 2000,
That's
I
right.
thought that the best
That is true.
It was true.
the best business to start was a service business, because with not bringing age to anyone, but with the 8 tracks and the cassettes and everything was developed, the beeper, and now you don't have to go to the phone. You could send codes over beeper.
Before
I-
my time, by the way. That was all
I-
before my time.
I felt that in college
You probably
that
still have a beeper.
that technology made people lazy. And if it made people lazy, they were not going to do service type things.
So
And
you felt that was a niche that
Yeah.
that you...
I did mention janitorial. So in 1999, a homeless man on South Beach, his name is Dr. Shine, always polished my boots. I always wear boots. He helped me start my company. He walked right there into the Miami Beach police station. All the guys loved him and trusted him. Showed how to do it on sunbiz.org, $85.
Yes.
And an address to send all the paperwork to, and that's how I first got my registration.
He's the one that took you in there.
Yeah, he's the one who
That's amazing.
got me to do that, because I was telling him about my business.
What you were thinking.
Other than that, I was just going to go to people's houses and ask them if I could clean. So after many days of walking and handing out flyers, it wasn't in vain, because I really got to know in depth what South Beach was all about and what could be done. And in my head, I figured there are 500,000 condo and apartments from First Street, from Wet Willie's, when Wet Willie's was
Yep.
on 8th Street, and the bikini thing was on at Nikki Beach, before Nikki Beach.
Yeah.
I got here on the 3rd floor of the Portofino Towers being built, so I just kept thinking about it, and I said, that's a lot of apartments. So in the company, when we started to get to 8 to 10 apartments a day, 7 days a week, and we rode that horse for about 3 years, I realized, no, we need to do buildings. So as the Art Deco condominium was our first building, because it was $50 and the president's apartment was $50, we made $100 every time we went. We started with doing condo associations. So we contacted management companies, and nine management companies started to be our customers, who gave us their buildings to clean. But I mainly focused on what we could do to add value. So we would clean the condo association, but we were also security, checking doors, making sure everything was working, all the light bulbs were working, light landscaping, going by when we were not supposed to clean, and pick
Like,
up
so you
trash.
guys really just went beyond and above pretty much for everything.
For everything.
But everything did start with relationships. Within the
Relationships. So now in present day, being the membership committee chairman for Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Eric knows, and Matthew and all the guys over there, it's been 5 years. I try to quit every year. They don't let me quit. It has really brought a purpose to our business, because what we do all the way down to the last employee is we help the business we come in contact with grow. And we found that when we ever had HR problems with hiring cleaning employees, we just talked to other cleaning companies. So instead of subcontracting other cleaning companies and owners, we made the cleaning company personnel employees of Dream Clean. So everything could always be documented and shown. And we've taken thousands and thousands and thousands of before and after pictures. So it made it a thing. So when I had to do large events at downtown Bayfront Park, and I'm just saying this now, we're done with it, I used 5 cleaning companies. But what I did was my wife and I would hire every single individual, including the owners, for the owners to manage their own people to clean the bathroom. And
Is this an event like Ultra that you're talking about?
Ultra,
So you did the
Oh, the
cleaning
Bayfront.
after Ultra.
well, South Florida Maintenance did the major streets and all.
Mhm.
We did the restrooms and the internal areas.
Wow.
So as a
Can't
combination
imagine that.
of getting things done. So I kind of catapulted on that and said, why don't I develop these companies that are working along with me, telling them exactly what I do, total transparency, inviting them into the room, and instead of just them working for me when I had something big, kind of, teach them to fish,
Yeah.
you know. So
You
that
treat them more like a partner as opposed to like
yeah.
someone that's being.
So I found that since there was always money issues, I would bring them in on the front end of every project.
Is that what you were telling us before about the book you wrote? Is that why you wrote the book?
We had an idea.
What's could you show us the book? What book did you write?
I wrote a book on commercial cleaning, but a friend of mine one day, India Menace, after having a one-to-one with her and her speaking with me, she said, you should write a book. So what I do, since I didn't have time during the day, when I wake up at 3 and 4 o'clock, and I didn't say that, when I walk, I think. And when I think, I dictate the subject that I'm thinking about. And once I got to the office that day, my wife, my office manager, my lovely kid, Savannah, to keep it secret from everyone else, they would go through the book and see if I said the right things and made it make sense. So as we had a lot of chapters for the book and we were getting close to, I'm finished with everything, I've read everything. We were working on the Miami airport bid at the time. So it was a crunch on writing a book and editing and this. We finally got the book published on May 6th, and I just thought it could be a thing to help businesses, because what was happening as I met with business, I said the same thing over and over and over again. So all the things that I used to train and help businesses with was in a 96-page book at $7.99 on 100 book sites: Amazon, Books and Books, Barnes and Noble.
Oh, that's great. I definitely have to check it out.
So people started purchasing the book not only for cleaning, but also for their regular businesses. So I took that and use it now today as a tool. So that's why before I leave, you'll get a book.
Oh,
You know.
spectacular. Thank you.
So with this relationship development swirling around with our everyday business, once I moved to the design district with 2 giant mango trees, we just thought it was the greatest idea, since we had too many, to go give them to our customers. But what happened was it gave us the opportunity to mitigate any problems or maybe money issues on their end. But I also have the employees to actually go see the customer. So then the employee that cleans that building is at the management company where we clean 4 buildings. Then they actually got to see and talk with the employee who does the building. Little tidbits about, we got to work on the elevator tracks.
Yeah, you create
The
space
back
for them to have
stairways.
feedback and information, but you create
Feedback
environment
came
for it.
back to us about things without a nasty email that goes to the entire board. So we took it another level, and even people in the highest industries in Miami, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot, we take them mangoes. And that's why I have 2 mangoes for you guys, because once we leave here today and you get home, you're going to be eating that delicious Hayden mango. You being Cuban knows what it is. And you're going, man, Rodney's a good guy, So when
Make 'em
someone
think about it.
reaches out to buy this book, not only do I put the stats on what Google says what's going to happen in 2030, I also put the stats on what things are possibly predicting to look like. And it shows that the janitorial business is going to be increased by 45% between now and 30. So it's a great idea that everyone starts a cleaning company,
Yeah.
that are looking for that entrepreneurialism that is surely business coming in based on the construction. So our new initiative that we're pushing now is kind of taking it to another level. After the 57 bids with the city and the 92 parking garages that we walked through, we realized that the city of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach has a problem with exterior washing because it wastes thousands and thousands of gallons of water. But the city spends more money on exterior cleaning when they can use it in other places. So Dream Cleaning, I'm so thankful to be appointed from Laser Manufacturer as the cleaning company that gets to educate and kind of turn the tide on what we do by innovating exterior cleaning using 98% less water. So we're just going to save time. We guarantee two things: that it's going to work and you'll never have to pressure wash again.
So the exterior of the parking garages in the buildings,
everything.
Anything that's on any exterior can be cleaned without treatment. It has no chemicals. It's safe for pets. It's safe for kids. It's safe for elderly, and it's non-toxic. It's made out of water, and it has absolutely zero chemicals in it. And what it does is it has suffocants, which are soaps that kill mold, mildew, and algae. But it doesn't just kill it on the surface, it kills it to the root. That means we can guarantee you that you'll never have to pressure wash again. The major problem, which we have right in the city, is because of all the smells. So when our treatment runs into the drain, not only does it clean the drain, but it cleans the pumping systems, because it's used in mold, algae.
It cleans it all because it goes
and mildew, and it can run into the bay. It's non-toxic and it's made of water. You know, that's the basis of it. This product has been around for 20 years with Laser Manufacturer, which is over a 50-year, 4-generation company that's here in Miami. And they just reached out to me and said, hey, I have an idea. And I thought they were crazy. I had a passion about pressure washing because we pressure wash at downtown Bayfront Park, sometimes using 8,000 to 10,000 gallons of water for 6 days. So now we have determined that we can do it in a day with using less than 200 gallons of water.
200 gallons?
Less than 200 gallons.
Wow.
We've done over...
From 8,000?
From 8,000. We've done over 100 before and afters in the city of Coral Gables and several surrounding places. We noticed that instead of people doing pressure washing on the coral surfaces, they just don't do it. So they live with the mold. But we have maybe 30 different types and 100-year-old coral chimneys that we've treated, and it looks like someone just built it. But until people start to understand that pressure washing should not be an immediate thing, and it should be an ongoing thing to preserve the property, you know, we're kind of taking slow steps with it and ensuring. So the first stage is Dream Clean being the educational institution that certifies companies to use the product. And we can take that product to another level by other states are already asking. But since I'm in Miami, I just want to be insistent about doing every parking.
No, it's incredible, especially with the environment being such a challenge here. And I know we're probably close on time, and I was going to tell you, Tico, you mentioned that you said you're part of the chamber as well?
I am a part of the Miami-Dade Chamber and the National Association of Black Women in Construction.
So if we were interested in finding, well, one, people can look and find your book online anywhere. But if people, like other small businesses, are really interested in connecting with you, one, we should totally put them on the Strive305 website.
That was going to be my point, that he is the perfect example of a resource which is available to everybody in Miami-Dade County through the Strive305 hub. That's how they can find you. He's also the perfect small business for Strive305 hub because he's got government, all the county contracts that he's getting, which you could also find through the 305.
Really just I have
a standpoint. The first 3 companies in Miami-Dade County to be certified to use this system are Haitian-owned companies. So I feel as if our initiative is not going to be something where people are just going to be making money, but it's going to help. It's going to help people. It's going to save cities money. It's going to save sidewalk cleaners money. And it's going to save all those millions of pavers that they're installing downtown that are creating gaps through the pressure washing. Now, no more pressure washing needs to be done. And you don't have to use all the water.
Irvans, I'm going to need you to open the company with me, because if he's going to do the first 3 Asian companies, you got to be my partner. We'll bring in Patrick too.
And we don't need to go to a police station for Sunbiz. I know how to find Sunbiz.
Once everyone hears this information and they go to their corners and they come back, is usually less than a week. I have high officials who want to start commercial cleaning services with their kids because they believe in it. They know it's there. Miami Airport is building another garage, and their two garages now have kind of a problem with mold and mildew. So
Already they're just building.
one of my objectives is to really start cleaning garages where we have tourists and
Yeah.
people coming into the city. And the first thing they say when they get out of the ground, what is that smell? And that's just our city not making an effort to make
Yeah.
sure that all of our surfaces are cleaned properly.
That's fascinating.
This is spectacular. Okay, I knew this was going to happen with him, that we're running out of time. So before we go, really quick, because I had promised from the Power Day, we met a young man, and we promised we were going to have him show him
he
on
made
here,
it.
George Moss. George, come over here. Bring your shirt. So George Moss, really quick, G Moss, known as G Moss. He's a illustrator, designer, graduated with honors from Miami International. I have all these accolades of him. Began as an
Over
illustrator,
here.
founder of
can see
G
it.
Moss Design, received awards like the Black History Art Exhibit.
Rodney, you doing good?
Obviously, he knows Rodney.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not going to even keep going.
Doing okay.
I'm not going to keep going.
You good?
Tell me about your shirts. Go.
Go ahead, talk
I'm
about
going to
yours.
do something, and
I'll
Amber
hold
may
the
film
shirt
me,
while
but
you
I'm going to
can.
put the mic here so you can talk.
Thank you, Mr. Tico.
Please, no. Go. Have a seat.
Oh, thank you again.
Let me put the mic back there. Go. Here, I got that.
As Mr. Tico said, my name is George Moss. This is one of my designs. This is my main character. His name is Mo. My background is illustration, fashion, technical design, and I also host creative events. This is a little bit of my background. Fashion technical design is creating technical packages, which is basically a blueprint to make any type of garment or accessory. And this character is based on my story. It's called The Chronicles of Ann and Lo. It's a sci-fi fantasy adventure that I wrote and illustrated. And I'm also coming out with the Chronicles of Ann and Lo Volume 2, which will be...
Is that the graphic novel you mentioned
This
the
is
other
the
day?
illustrated
That's the
novel for the
illustrated?
first one. The second one will be at I'll have my book signing on June 28th, which is going to be at the Miami-Dade California Club Branch Library. It's 700 Northwest Ivesbury Road, and it's going to be from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on June the 28th.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank
Very
you.
exciting. Yeah, I'm glad
Thank
you
you for
made
having
it.
me. Thank you, Mr.
Pleasure.
Tico.
He actually went to my office
Mr.
instead of here,
Good-
so
good-
it's
good-
probably
good-
my
Mr.
fault. I
Rodney.
made a bad instruction.
No, it's okay. Good to
Well, that's
see
it. You
you.
can stay right here. Stay with us.
Okay.
Hold up the shirt.
Okay.
You can stay. I'll go. I'll bend. Let me do my goodbyes and thank yous. I got to thank,
Grab
of
the
course, Mayor Levine Cava. Without her, this Strive305 initiative wouldn't exist. Anthony Bonami, our guy, the one we never mentioned, Manny Sid.
Manny? Yeah,
Anybody
Manny
wants
doesn't
to
like
know
to say his
who
name.
Manny Sid is that I keep saying not to thank
Yeah.
him, even though I thank him. Go to
Sid
my
Manny.
Instagram and you'll see him in there.
Is Manny his first name, or is
Manny
it just
Sid.
Manny?
Just Manny.
Just Manny?
Just Manny.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
because
we shouldn't
not
say his name because he
everybody
doesn't like
will-
saying his
Don't
name.
know who it is.
So we won't say Manny
Yeah, he's
anymore.
Mr. Humble. Grant Miller, we got to thank Grant Miller and his brother Michael, especially Grant, my twin brother.
And
for
what's
the
our
community.
producer's name?
Oh, I got her. Don't worry about it. She's coming. George Moss, thank you for being here. Rodney, thank you for being here. And Amber, not Amanda, Amber, our producer.
All right. We got it right
She's
this
the
time.
best because she makes me look good. She even does my makeup now. Did you know that? She's been doing my makeup with us and helping us out. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us at Strive305.
And shout out, what's the news platform that we're on? You said Slam?
It's gonna be Slam Radio, XM 145, XM Station 145. Next week, maybe we'll have a little bit more information. I don't even know.
That's
I've never-
hilarious.
I'm a little
All
bit
right.
scared because I'm thinking this guy might come after us. Howard Stern.
Howard
might be
Stern?
taking its crowd.
I think we'll be okay.
Could be okay. All
I
right.
don't think he's going to.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Until next week. I love the shirt. Do I get
Thank
to
you.
keep it?
Thanks for